So around 99, we didn't know, but there was a boom on. We were simply running our business, but there was this dotcom valuation thing going on, and we didn't know about it. And so we began to get calls around middle of 1999 from investment bankers who said, "Hey, we've got these investors who are interested in investing in your company. Why don't you come and talk?" Now, we were baffled because in the past nobody had called us up to give us money and say, you have to chase people who had money. So we said, okay, we'll come and talk, and we went and spoke to investors, and the conversations were perplexing, because we would meet these investors, and we were a tiny company. We had just closed about a sales turnover of $40,000 per annum, and they were giving us valuations. They were talking about valuations in terms of millions, and they said, okay, so we'll put in X $1 million for a certain percent of the company. You spend it all on advertising, and I used to say, hey, but we'll make a loss then, and they'd say, hey, if you want to make a profit on the internet, you have a vision problem. I wasn't able to understand any of this, so at that time we declined, and they were talking about listing on NASDAQ within a year, and we were running a 9-man company out of my home, and there was no way we could list anytime in the near future. And they were talking stuff like blowing up a lot of money on advertising and building brand and barrier to entry, and then a second round at higher valuation, and then listing on NASDAQ in a year's time, and that didn't make any sense to me. So we declined the investment, and a few months later, funded competition launched, and its launch ad budget was rumored to be twice annual turnover. And that's when we stopped and said, uh-oh, the game has changed. We need to raise venture capital. We need to invest in the next couple of years and really grow the company, make losses for the next couple of years, and finally make profit at a much higher scale, which is what we did. We went back and we said, okay, we changed our minds, but we want to meet investors this time around who understand what it takes to build a company in India. That it does take time, that you cannot do it by advertising alone. It's not a valuation game, it's a business building game. And that's what we know. And that's what we want to do. And so this time around we met a different set of investors, and we raised money from ICICI Venture. We raised $1.7 million for 15% of the company. And we got lucky because we raised money maybe 1 month before the meltdown. And we were perhaps the second last dot-com in India to get funded. And that was good because we didn't have time to spend the money foolishly. We just put it in fixed deposit in the bank and grew the business the hard way, which is people, technology, servers, products, sales teams, understanding consumer needs, and going and creating solutions that work for customers. And we grew about 25 to 30 times in the next 2 years in terms of sales, and we broke even at an annual turnover of $2 million approximately, up from $80,000 before we raised venture capital. And when we were $2 million, we had a profit of about a couple of $100,000. And every month, every quarter, every year, the turnover would increase, sales would increase, profits would increase. And finally, we listed in India in October 2006.
Okay. What's been the secret to your success? Naukri is known as the most successful internet company in India.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we just do our work, and we like to execute well. And I think we listen to our customers a lot. But fundamentally, if I look at it, I think it's we are able to hire and retain very high quality talent. And we reward people well. We empower them. We reward them well. We have a very strong ESOP program. I think it's finally all about people.
It seems that you're still very involved in the company.
Well, actually, the truth is, Hitesh runs all the businesses. But yes, I do know what's going on, and I do some of the other things. But operationally, the business is reported to Hitesh.
Okay. What's the biggest challenge that your company faces today?
I think it's always been people, and it still is people. Mm-hmm. If you get the right people, and you're able to engage them, and you're able to make them work, and you're able to motivate them, and you're able to get them involved, mm-hmm. and retain them, mm-hmm. Everything gets solved.
Did you ever think you would have a business this size back when you set up the initial office in the servants' quarter over the garage?
Not at all. When we launched Naukri in '97, our thinking was that if we can get 1,000 companies every month to pay us, 500 rupees for a job listing which stays live for a month, okay, we'll end up doing 500,000 rupees a month. That's about maybe 6 million rupees a year, which is about maybe $150,000 of turnover a year, and that is the limit of our ambition.
What's the traffic on your site?
So we don't look at page views anymore. We don't look at eyeballs. What we look at is what is the size of the resume database, how many new resumes are coming in every day, how many are getting updated, and how many jobs are there on the site, how many clients we have, and what is the revenue and profit. So we have a database of 20 million resumes growing at over 10,000 a day. So roughly 1 in every 50 Indians is registered on Naukri.
Do you have any advice for other budding entrepreneurs today?
Well, two things. One is know your consumer very well, okay, and solve an unsolved problem. So if you're solving a problem that's already been solved, you're on Me Too and you won't succeed. So you got to understand your consumer and understand what are his or her unsolved problems. Okay. The second thing I'd say is, look, no business is built instantly. Give it time. Therefore, you may dream big, but you should start small.
What's the company's next milestone?
I think we need to get the growth back immediately. I think we need it next year or two. We've had a difficult couple of years after the global slowdown, but I think it's coming back. Growth is coming back, and we first need to get the growth back, and then we look at diversification.
What factors would persuade you to go for a listing on NASDAQ?
Well, if we are able to access an investor base that we are unable to access right now, perhaps yes.